First, I would like to introduce The Walking Dead. First up, Anubis. Anubis is the god of the dead and embalming. He was resembled as a jackal-headed man. Most Egyptians believed Anubis watched over the dead since most jackals were found in cemeteries. Anubis was one who helped embalm Osiris after his brother Seth killed him. Anubis watched over people that were getting mummified after they died. Often, priests wore a mask of Anubis during mummification ceremonies. Thank you, Anubis. Next is Osiris. Osiris was the first son of Geb and Nut and the brother of Seth, Horus, Isis, and Nephthys. He was one of the most prominent gods of the Heliopolitan Ennead. Osiris was considered to be the king of the underworld. His features were a curved beard, crown, flare, and coat. His skin is generally green or black. He usually wears the white crown of Upper Egypt or the Atet crown. The feathers on the Atet crown are thought to represent the Jew, the cult center of Osiris. Thank you, Osiris. Here is the poor old merchant. He has a mud brick house along the Nile. He bathes in the river. He is well known for selling king's vegetables. He lives off grains, chicken eggs, and bread. The merchant works in the large village market. And this is the merchant, everybody. Now, may I present Bes. Bes was the god of childbirth, humor, song, and dance. He was the protector of households, mothers, and children. This male Egyptian god had the power to scare off evil spirits. Dwarf size Bes included lioness features such as his mane. Thank you, Bes.
Now I humbly present to you Bastet. Bastet, the goddess of cats, had the head of a cat and body of a human. Sometimes depicted as a normal cat, Bastet represented both home and domestic cats. She was the giver of blessings to the good and deliverer of wrath to the evil. Two sides personified Bastet. Her vicious nature shows during battles when she protects the fair, whereas her gentle side, she appears as a protector of homes, families, even pregnant women. Bastet was worshipped all over Lower Egypt, but her cult was located near her temple in Bubedis. Now presenting the protectors of Egypt. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you Thutmose I. Thutmose is well known for being the 18th dynasty king of ancient Egypt. Egypt's empire is in Nubia. In his second year, he led a riverboat expedition deep into Nubia, beyond his prestigious frontier. This concludes our presentation of Thutmose.
Thutmose out.
Here comes the farmer. Most villagers were farmers. They grew and harvested crops such as wheat, barley, figs, melons, and flax along the rich black soil along the Nile. They would honor the fair god, Horus, during the annual flood season by building pyramids, statues, and temples. Now it's time for you to get back to work. Here comes Set. Set is the god of confusion, desert, storms, and evil. Set is married to his sister, Nephthys. Later on, Set kills his brother in order to become Pharaoh, but he was later overthrown by Horus, the god of war. Set is worshipped at the temple Ombos, which is right near Nuqueta. Set lived in Ombos in Upper Egypt. Coming up on the runway is Hathor, or otherwise called the Great One of Many Names. Hathor is the sky goddess of love, joy, and fertility. She is also known as the protective goddess. She is the wife of Horus and was sometimes thought of as the mother of all pharaohs. Although she is depicted as a cow, today she has decided to sport herself in human form. Hathor is wearing a red, elegant dress and a crown consisting of a sun disk cradled between a pair of cow horns. Hathor is believed to have nursed Horus, the younger, which is why she has been described as half cow. She was very powerful and was worshipped by all Egyptian women. Up next is Anubis. Anubis was the original god of the underworld. He was the guide to the deceased. Anubis was the guardian of the scale of justice, where the decreased were judged. Will you be found worthy to wear his stylish fashions? The head of Anubis is shown as a jackal, his fur black as night. This is a symbol of the Nile's fertile soil and a link to the rebirth in the afterlife. His brilliant blue wisik is dancing with precious gemstones and golden thread. His staff, made of bronze, is covered with black and golden thread. His staff, the mighty on the top of the staff represents eternal life. Anubis' golden skirt is made to dazzle and pairs up perfectly with his gemstone sandals. You'd be the envy of all your friends with this outfit made for a god. Moses was born a Hebrew slave in Egypt. The Pharaoh ordered all newborn Hebrew males to be drowned in the Nile so that no one could grow up and fight against him. His mother hid him in a basket and fled him into the Nile. Moses was rescued from the river by the Pharaoh's daughter, who raised him as her own son. He became the younger brother of Ramses II and grew up in the palace, but then discovered he was Hebrew. He then freed the Hebrews from the brutality and slavery they were experiencing under the Pharaoh of Egypt. He was also chosen by God to receive the Ten Commandments.
Now presenting Amen, the god of wind and air, and is known as the creator of God. He became the king of all gods during the new kingdom. Some people say Amen can change into anything he wants. Amen's crown was worn only by him, and the silver staff represents life. The Ankh, which is the breath of life, is also the key to the Nile. Thank you, Amen. Please welcome the ladies of the Nile. Now we have Bernice IV. Bernice became pharaoh after she ruled with her mother, Cleopatra VI. She ruled by herself for 3 straight years at the time of Cleopatra XII. Before she became ruler, she accepted to marry. The first choice was Sklios Karboseket, but they were in great disagreement, so she married the second choice, Archelaus, and died recently after she got married. Thank you, Bernice IV. Now introducing one of the last of the Egyptians, Cleopatra VI. She married Ptolemy the first and second. She is wearing the latest Egyptian fashions. Notice her belt and her necklace. She is wearing blue and gold as a symbol of royalty. Give it up for Cleopatra. Please welcome Amentet. Amentet was the daughter of Horus and Hathor. She was the Egyptian goddess and a friend of the dead. Today she is wearing red and gold on the headdress, and her dress stands for setting the sun. The black on her wings and on the headdress symbolizes her association with the dead. She takes care of the dead in the underworld and shows them their new home. Amentet wishes you a great day and hopes you enjoy the show. This is Mot, the goddess of truth and justice. She determines whether a person can go on to the afterlife or not. She is wearing a blue feather, which helps her judge who will go to the afterlife. She is also wearing a gold, red, and blue necklace, supporting her colorful wings. Up next, we have Cleopatra. She is wearing a classic cream-colored tunic with a gold and royal blue belt, and a gold shawl and headdress. She was the last pharaoh to rule. Walking down the catwalk is Nephthys, the daughter of Geb and Nut. She is the goddess of death and mourning. Osiris, Isis are her siblings, and Set is her older husband and brother. It is said that Nephthys protects the women and childbirth. And now, for your pleasurable viewing, here comes the goddess Anuket. Anuket had originally been the daughter of Ra, a sun god, but was associated with Satis the way back in ancient times. She wears a tall headdress made of either reeds or gold feathers. Anuket is usually shown in the form of a gazelle. The goddess' name means embrace, because the Egyptians believed that she had outstretched arms in which she embraces the Nile. There is a festival for Anuket and is held when the inundation began. People threw coins, jewelry, gold, and other precious gifts to the Nile to please the goddess. Thank you for your time, Anuket.
Please welcome to the stage Queen Hatshepsut. Queen Hatshepsut ruled for 34 years. She ruled with her husband Thutmose II. When he died, the queen became king and built many temples and monuments. When she died, she was buried in the valleys of the kings. Now please welcome the Golden Goddesses. Mot was the goddess of truth, justice, and harmony. She was associated with the balance of things on earth. Mot was the daughter of the sun god Ra. Pharaohs are frequently shown in wall reliefs, making an offering of Mot to the gods, showing that they are preserving harmony and justice on earth. Soshet is the goddess of writing and measurement. Today she is wearing a leopard skin dress with a gold headpiece and a red silk belt. She does astrology and architecture. your amazing and beautiful goddess Maud. She was the daughter of Ra, the sun god. Her husband was Thoth, the baboon god of the moon. With each other, they were known to have charted the sun's path. Because of this, Maat was named the Eye of Ra. Her long white ostrich feathers symbolizes the concepts of truth, balance, and order. She can also be seen with outstretched wings. Maat was known as the Egyptian concept of truth, balance, order, law, morality, and justice. Cleopatra. After much pleading, we finally are graced by the presence of Queen Cleopatra. She was born in 70 BC. In the year 51 BC, she married her brother Ptolemy in order to take control of Egypt and become a queen. Unfortunately, trades and marriages with Roman leaders did not secure her beloved Egypt, and she is now known as the last pharaoh of Egypt. Now we have the goddess Nut. She is the goddess of the sky and cows. Her symbols are the water pot, the night sky, and cows. She is the daughter of Shu and Tefnut, and her children are Osiris, Isis, Set, Nephthys, and Horus. Her husband is Jeb. Thank you, golden goddesses.
Now presenting Golden Strawberries. Serpent is the goddess of fertility, nature, animals, medicine, and healing from venomous stings and viper's organs. Serpent protects the communities from an Eka. Serpent guards the canopic jars. Today, Serpent wears an orange dress with a white top and blue necklace and bracelet. King Tutankhamun, became king at the age of 11. He was born circa in 1341 BC. He lived in worshiping the sun gods, no other gods. He was known as the heritage king. Most people back then believed in many gods back then. So this religious disputes in ancient Egypt and chaos. He reigned as king for 17 years, died in his 20s. King Tut's royal mummy was preserved for 3,000 years. Today, scientists use his body for medical uses. The Egyptians first started mummifying people in 2600 BC, taking out all their internal organs and drying them out with salt for 40 days, then wrapping them in linen bandages. They then bury them in a casket made out of gold and gems. This is Cleopatra the who ruled Egypt from 69 to 30 BC. Born in Alexandria, the capital city. At 18 years old, Cleopatra married her 12-year-old brother, Ptolemy, who died trying to overthrow Julius Caesar. She then married her younger brother, Ptolemy. Cleopatra had 4 children. First one was Caesar's son, Caesarion. After Caesar's death, she gave birth to twins, Alexander and Cleopatra. 4 years later, she gave birth to Ptolemy. These 3 were Mark Antony's children. In the end, Antony stabbed himself because he thought Cleopatra was dead. When Cleopatra found out, she took poison and died. The 3 younger children were sent to Rome to live with Mark Antony's wife, Octavia, sister to Octavian. before she was born around 69 BC, the last ruler of the Macedonian dynasty. Here walking out is Queen Hatshepsut, as usual dressed as a man, with her white robe, belt, and gold hat, and not to forget her beard. Queen Hatshepsut dressed as a man to be treated with respect from other male pharaohs. Queen Hatshepsut was the first female pharaoh. She died in 1458 BC. Thank you, Hatshepsut.
And now for a final bow. Let's bring out all the Egyptians. To roaring applause.